This video is going to show you quickly how I look for scholarly work in our library. So when you're in your classroom, the quickest way to find the library is to go to Course Tools and Library. And that will pull up our library. There are many ways to do what I'm going to show you. I'm just going to show you the method that I like the best. I think it's the most efficient, and I just find it easier to use than other ones. I strongly prefer Google Scholar, just because it works exactly like a regular Google search works, and we're all really familiar with that. Now, when you put your search terms in, you want to be as specific as you can. So while you might be looking for a specific species, like clearly I have done here in the past since it's reading my saved searches, you also want to be specific if you are looking for something specific. If you're just looking for general information on something, you can be general like that, like just put the species name like red wolf in. You also might search using the scientific name if it's a species, to reduce the likelihood of getting hits on something that isn't exactly the species you were looking for. But let's say I am interested in finding information. Well, let's use the red wolf as our example. But let's say what I'm interested in is red wolf management. Then I might also put in North Carolina depending on what I was looking for. The point being, the more specific you can be with your search terms, the better the results you're going to get and the less slogging through a big list of items you'll have to do. So then you click search. Now what that will return to you is a list of all the things that meet that set of criteria that you set out in your search terms. It's like any other search engine, right? What you notice is that you get a couple of different kinds of hits over here on the right. One will be PDFs and web pages, and below that, where it's available in our library, you'll see full text at APUS. Now, if you don't see any with full text at APUS, it may be because you have not told Google Scholar to do that. You only generally have to do this one time, but if you're not seeing that, check this. Go up to Google Scholar, these three lines next to the words. Click on Settings, click on Library Links, and then go in and add American Public University System. I already have it added, but so you'll search for that and add it. Once you do that, now what you'll get is like what I have shown here. You'll get all of the open source stuff on the internet, and you'll get the stuff directly from our library. Once you save that, it will always be there unless you clear your cookies. In which case you'll have to do it again. A note about what you get in Google Scholar. Just because it comes up as a search result does not mean that it is peer-reviewed or primary research. If you're not sure about those terms, make sure you look at the sources in resources that I have in our course that give you all of those definitions. But do not make the assumption that just because it pops up on Google Scholar that it meets whatever criteria your particular assignment or your professor has set out for you. Most probably will, but you will also get other things here. Sometimes you'll get things like open source textbooks, or you might get government reports, or you might get book reviews. You might get all kinds of things that show up here, and they may not meet the criteria for what you're looking for. So my point is just be careful. And then after that, you something else you might do is click on, like, let's say we like this one, factors influencing red wolf coyote hybridization in eastern North Carolina. That looks like a good one. Well, there's two ways to access it. I can get it through the normal channels through the library, or it also offers the option to, it looks like it's at a place called redwolves.com. So I'm going to right click on that and open in a new tab. I just hate it when I lose my search results by clicking on something. So I always open things in a new window or a new tab. Oh, and here it is. So this actually gives you the full paper that you can read, and you can see it came from Biological Conservation. So this is a peer-reviewed scientific journal. If you want a quick way to cite it, All environmental science courses, matter of fact, all science courses in general use the APA style of citations. If you click on cite here this is what I think is the fastest way to do it. Click on cite, see where it says APA, cut and paste this into your document, this part here, just this APA one. But you will notice, if you are familiar with how you cite using APA style, you'll notice that it is missing a critical element, one that will get you points taken off if you use it just like it is in your writing. And that is, it does not have the DOI, which stands for Digital Object Identifier. It's the thing that gets you to that paper on the internet, or another link for how you accessed it. So you can use either the link for the DOI, or you can use the link from the library, or depending on your professor's preferences, I would accept this link here, because it does take you to the actual paper. So that's something I will accept. You would probably want to check with your professor if you don't have the safest one to use is the DOI. Like, again, that's the Digital Object Identifier. And let's see if we can find that. So let's look at it through the normal channels going through the library. Okay, so here we go. Once you click on the library link, it gives you the DOI. That's this here, and so you would just want to cut and paste that thing right onto the end of your citation that you auto-generated from the previous page. Another way to do the citation is to click into here and then click citation. Make sure it's set on APA 7th, and then you can copy that, and that already has the DOI on it. So that's actually probably the cleanest way to do it. Okay, I think that covers how to find stuff. If you've got any questions, let me know.